Have you ever had a teacher who put your life in danger during detention? I was in after-school detention with 40 other kids when someone burst through the door. It was Kayla from my math class, shaking really bad. "There's someone outside," she said, trying to catch her breath. "By the back entrance." Then she started crying. "He has a knife." I felt my whole body go cold. Miss Franklin didn't even look up from her magazine. "Nice try, Kayla. That's an extra hour for lying." She pointed at an empty seat. "Sit down before I call your parents." Kayla basically fell into the chair. Then we heard this alarm going off. It wasn't the regular bell. The principal's voice came through the hallway speakers. "Code red lockdown. This is not a drill." My hands started trembling. Miss Franklin rolled her eyes and locked our door, but she left all the lights on. "Another fake drill. Keep working on your assignments." Then I heard a man's voice outside yelling something. I couldn't understand the words, but he sounded terrified. Security guards ran past our door, radios going crazy. Miss Franklin stood in front of the door window so we couldn't see out. "Everyone stay in your seats." The hallway lights went off. I watched darkness spread under our door. Other classrooms went black, but our detention room stayed bright. All 40 of us sitting there under the lights where anyone could see us. This was the big monthly detention for serious infractions. Then I heard footsteps, slow and careful. They stopped at our door. The handle started moving. My heart was beating so hard I thought everyone could hear it. The handle twisted harder. These doors looked solid, but I'd seen kids pop them open with credit cards. The footsteps moved away, but I knew they'd be back. My phone lit up. "Are you safe?" "School on news." Miss Franklin saw kids checking phones. "Put those away or I'm taking them," she snapped, but she stayed by the door instead of collecting them. Glass broke somewhere in the building. Not super close, but not far either. Kids started sliding under desks. "Back in your seats," Miss Franklin yelled, voice shaky. "This is just a prank." Sweat was running down her face. The footsteps came back, checking each door. When they got to the room next door, the whole wall shook. Someone was trying to break in, getting closer. Everyone stared at our door's little window. We stuck out in the dark building. Miss Franklin gripped her desk but still wouldn't turn off the lights. "The police would be here if this was real," she said quietly. A kid in back whispered he'd already called 911. Miss Franklin didn't hear him. We felt a bit of hope. Help was coming. But I could hear someone breathing hard outside our door now. The door got hit hard. It bent inward and paint chips flew off. I jumped up and ran for the light switch. Miss Franklin left her spot to block me. "Sit down or you're suspended." "Turn off the lights," someone yelled. Half the class was on their feet. Miss Franklin spread her arms to block us. "Nobody moves. You'll all fail." Another hit, louder. The door frame split and wood flew across the room. I grabbed a desk and shoved it against the door. Other kids started doing the same. We built a wall of furniture while Miss Franklin screamed about destroying property. She grabbed at desks, but we kept stacking. Then the biggest hit. Our pile shifted. A gap opened and I saw fingers wrap around the door edge. Someone was prying it open. We threw ourselves against the desks. Miss Franklin had backed to the center of the room just watching. Metal scraped. The gap got wider. An arm came through. We pushed harder, but the door kept opening. I could see a shadow through the crack getting bigger. The cheap lock gave way. The door swung inward, stopped by our furniture. Through the gap, I saw him. Wild eyes and a knife in his hand. He used his whole body against the door. Our barricade started sliding. He was getting in. "Get down! Police!" Different voices shouting. Running. The shadow vanished. "Everybody back! Move away from the door!" We scrambled over desks to the back wall. The door burst open. 3 officers came in with guns drawn. They checked the room and lowered their weapons. One grabbed his radio. "Classroom secure. 40 kids. 1 adult." Miss Franklin hadn't moved from the center of the room. She kept saying, "I didn't know," over and over. An officer let us out. The hallway was pitch black except for police flashlights. In the parking lot, someone was face down on concrete, handcuffed. It was Troy, expelled last week. Parents yelled at the principal about our lit classroom. They took Miss Franklin away in cuffs. She got fired, went to trial, and got 3 years in prison